Welcome to our channel, where small coins tell big stories. That Roosevelt dime in your pocket could be worth thousands, thanks to rare minting errors. Today, we're uncovering some of the most valuable and surprising Roosevelt dime mistakes ever found. One of them might still be out there, maybe even in your change. Some coins pass through our hands without a second thought. They're spent and forgotten in the span of seconds, doing their job quietly. Day after day, they move through pockets, registers, vending machines. But every now and then, one coin refuses to fade into the background. Not because of what it was meant to be, but because of what it accidentally became. This is one of those coins. The year was 1981. The Denver Mint was running at full speed, striking coins by the hundreds of millions. Dimes were among the most produced. Fast, efficient, precise, that's what the machines were designed for. Consistency was the goal. But no machine is perfect, and even in a place designed to produce perfection, flaws can slip through. Among the ocean of 1981 Roosevelt dimes, a small handful emerged that were anything but standard. And one in particular stood out. This coin, like every other Roosevelt dime, was meant to follow the same blueprint. The obverse bearing Roosevelt's profile, sharp and centered. The reverse showing the familiar torch, flanked by olive and oak branches, symbols of peace and strength. The edges, reeded. The composition, clad. A design that hadn't changed in decades. A coin built to be invisible in its uniformity, but this one isn't invisible. This one carries two rare minting errors. And those two flaws, not just one, but a combination, changed everything. The first is the mint mark. The small D just to the left of the base of Roosevelt's neck, short for Denver. On this coin, that D doesn't appear just once. Under magnification, a second shadow appears, slightly offset, layered beneath the first. A doubled mint mark. An error caused when the punch was applied twice, unintentionally. It's not dramatic at first glance. But once seen, it's impossible to unsee. The second error is more striking, a die cap strike. This kind of error doesn't happen often. It's the result of a struck coin sticking to the upper die, forming a cap. Once that cap is in place, it begins striking the next planchets with a distorted face. The details warp, the design spreads, the pressure shifts. Over time, it creates coins with strange, almost melted-looking features. High rims, curved surfaces, missing detail in the center, exaggerated reliefs along the edges. This dime shows the clear effects of such an event. Its rim is unusually raised in certain sections, almost rippled. Parts of the devices, particularly around the lettering and torch, appear stretched and softened. These aren't signs of wear or post-mint damage. These are characteristics of a legitimate die cap strike. And paired with a doubled mint mark, they tell a story far more valuable than 10 cents. This is not the kind of error that would have gone unnoticed forever. It was submitted for certification, where it underwent a detailed evaluation. Under precise lighting and magnification, experts confirmed its authenticity. The surfaces, the strike, the layering of the mint mark, the flow lines around the rim, all consistent with a true mint error and not post-mint manipulation. More importantly, the coin was preserved. Somehow, after leaving the Denver Mint, it avoided the normal wear and tear that consumes most coins. It stayed uncirculated, its surfaces untouched by the grind of everyday life. That preservation adds even more weight to its rarity. Most error coins carry a premium. Some bring in modest amounts. Others, when the right factors align, error type, condition, scarcity, and collector demand, break expectations entirely. This one falls into the latter category. It wasn't just an error. It wasn't just well preserved. It wasn't just rare. It was all of those things combined. Think about how easily it could have been lost. Spent at a gas station. Dropped in a gutter. Mixed in with thousands of other dimes and returned to the banking system, never to be seen again. But it wasn't. It survived. And because it did, collectors now have the chance to witness a unique piece of minting history. This dime stands out because it shouldn't exist. It defies the normal life cycle of coins. It came from an environment designed to prevent this exact thing from happening. Yet, it exists, struck wrong, marked twice, preserved by chance, elevated by rarity. It represents the kind of discovery that collectors dream of. Not a coin made of gold or struck in antiquity, but a modern piece of pocket change with a story baked into its surface. A story that starts in a noisy mint, travels quietly through time, and ends in the hands of someone observant enough to notice something was off. That single moment of curiosity, the decision to stop, to look closer, to inspect what most would have overlooked, led to one of the most remarkable finds in the Roosevelt dime series. For those who collect coins not just for value, but for story, craftsmanship, and the unpredictability of human error, this piece is priceless. It's the unexpected, the unintentional, the unscripted. It shows that even in a world of machines, mistakes can still create magic. And then there's the value. It's easy to forget, with a coin like this, that it started life worth 10 cents. But once its errors were revealed, once its condition was confirmed, once the experts gave their verdict, its value changed forever. This single 1981 D. Roosevelt dime, with a doubled mint mark and die cap error, certified and preserved, has been valued at $76,000. Next up is a coin that at first glance might seem like just another dime, a 1994 D. Roosevelt dime. Yet, hidden in plain sight, this small coin holds a story that goes far beyond its 10-cent face value. It's a story about chance, precision, and the fascinating imperfections that occur even in the most carefully controlled environments. The Denver Mint, responsible for striking this dime, was operating at full capacity in 1994. This was a time when the U.S. Mint had refined its technology to produce coins rapidly and with remarkable accuracy, striving to eliminate errors and maintain unwavering consistency. Millions of dimes were minted that year alone, each intended to be identical, indistinguishable from the next. Most of these coins were destined to pass through countless hands unnoticed, used for everyday transactions, dropped into jars, or spent on small purchases. But among the millions, a very small number emerged that broke the mold. These coins, bearing rare and unique errors, are the ones that collectors eagerly seek, and this 1994 D dime is a perfect example. What sets this coin apart is the distinctive 1 dime error on its reverse side. Normally, the inscription 1 dime is sharply struck and crisply legible, but on this coin, the letters show clear doubling. This means the letters appear twice, overlapping but slightly offset, creating a ghost-like image that's immediately noticeable to those who know where to look. This kind of doubling isn't caused by wear, damage, or careless handling after the coin left the mint. Instead, it's the result of a minting mishap. During the coin's production, the metal blank passed through the coining press and was struck twice due to a slight misalignment or malfunction in the machinery. The first strike imprinted the design, but before the metal fully settled or moved properly, the second strike hit just a little off from the first, causing the double impression. While coin errors are not unheard of, this particular type of error on a modern 1994 dime is exceptionally rare. By the 1990s, the minting process was highly mechanized and subject to rigorous quality control, drastically reducing the chance of errors. So when an error like this does appear, it stands out sharply against the vast sea of flawless coins produced that year. But rarity alone doesn't determine a coin's value. The coin's condition plays a critical role. This 1994 D dime has survived decades with nearly flawless surfaces, retaining its original mint luster and razor-sharp detail. There are no visible signs of wear, scratches, or circulation damage, clear evidence it was carefully preserved, likely by someone who recognized something unusual early on, or simply kept it safe by fortunate accident. Collectors prize coins like this not just for their monetary worth, but for the unique story they tell. This coin is a snapshot of an unexpected moment during the manufacturing process, a fleeting error that, by chance, became permanent. It reminds us that no matter how advanced or automated technology becomes, the human element and chance errors will always have a role. What's truly fascinating is how these tiny imperfections breathe new life into coins that might otherwise be overlooked. They challenge the assumption that modern coins lack collectible value or interesting stories. Instead, they show that even in recent history, rarity and intrigue can be found, if you know where to look. This coin represents more than just a mistake, it's a symbol of uniqueness in a world designed for uniformity. Each doubled letter on the reverse is a testament to the complexity and fragility of the minting process, a permanent reminder that perfection isn't always guaranteed. Collectors often view coins like this as treasures, little pieces of history with their own unique quirks and tales. They hold a special place in collections because they tell stories that no perfect coin ever could. They embody the unpredictable, the rare, and the extraordinary, and remind us that errors sometimes make an object far more valuable and desirable than flawless copies. It's also a powerful reminder that patience, attention to detail, and a keen eye can turn something as ordinary as pocket change into an extraordinary find. Many of these rare errors go unnoticed, lost in circulation or tucked away in private collections, waiting patiently for the right moment to be discovered. And it's this combination of rarity, condition, and compelling story that has made the 1994 D1 dime error coin a standout piece among modern minting errors, an item that tells a story not just about coins, but about the intersection of technology, chance, and human curiosity. After careful evaluation by top experts, this coin has been valued at an impressive $62,000. What began as a humble 10-cent piece has become a prized collectible, a testament to the extraordinary potential that can emerge from the ordinary. It's a small coin with a big story, one that continues to captivate collectors and enthusiasts alike, reminding us all that sometimes, the most valuable treasures come from the most unexpected places. So, if you ever come across a 1994 D. Roosevelt dime in your pocket change or collection, take a closer look, especially at the reverse side where the words, "1 dime," appear. With a keen eye, you might just spot the subtle doubling that transforms an ordinary dime into a rare and valuable treasure. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most incredible finds aren't hidden in vaults or auctions, but quietly waiting to be discovered in the everyday. Now, let's move on to another remarkable coin, the 1997 D. Roosevelt dime. At first glance, this dime looks like any other minted at the Denver Mint that year, small, silver-colored, and seemingly ordinary. But for those who know what to look for, this coin holds a rare and fascinating secret, one that transforms it from common pocket change into a highly prized collector's item. What makes this 1997 D dime truly extraordinary is a rare minting error known as a die clash. To understand this, it helps to know a bit about how coins are made. Each coin is struck by two steel dies, one for the front, obverse, featuring President Roosevelt's portrait, and one for the back, reverse, displaying the iconic torch, olive branch, and oak design. Normally, these dies never touch each other directly, because a metal blank sits in between, receiving the impression from both dies simultaneously. But in the case of a die clash, the dies accidentally strike each other without a blank present. This collision leaves faint but permanent impressions of the opposite design etched onto each die, which then transfers ghostly images onto the coins they strike afterward. On this particular 1997 D. Roosevelt dime, those faint, ghost images can be seen on both sides of the coin. You might notice a subtle outline of Roosevelt's profile on the reverse side, or the torch and branches faintly appearing on the obverse. These ghost-like impressions are not the result of wear or damage, they are a direct snapshot of a rare moment in the minting process, frozen forever in metal. What makes this coin even more special is how rare such errors are on modern coins. By the late 1990s, the U.S. Mint had perfected its machinery and quality control processes to the point where such mistakes were almost completely eliminated. So when a die clash does occur, and survives quality inspection, it becomes a prized anomaly that stands out in a sea of otherwise flawless coins. But rarity alone doesn't tell the whole story. The condition of the coin is just as important, if not more so. This 1997 D dime has been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. It retains its original mint luster and razor-sharp details, with no signs of wear, scratches, or circulation damage. It looks almost brand new, making it extremely desirable among collectors who seek both rarity and quality. The value of coins like this can skyrocket when condition and error type align. Unlike many error coins that show signs of circulation, this dime's untouched surfaces highlight every detail of the minting mishap, making it even more captivating. For collectors, that untouched quality often means the difference between a modest find and a headline-grabbing treasure. Collectors are fascinated by coins like this not only because of their scarcity but because they tell a unique story, one about the delicate balance between technology and chance. They remind us that even in the most automated, precise manufacturing environments, unexpected surprises can still occur. These coins become a bridge between the mechanical perfection we expect and the imperfections that make each piece uniquely fascinating. The die clash error on this dime offers a glimpse behind the scenes of the minting process, revealing the complex machinery and human oversight that go into every coin. It's a reminder that even the smallest imperfection can create something extraordinary, something that captures the imagination of collectors and historians alike. In fact, the story behind die clashes helps collectors appreciate the painstaking effort involved in producing billions of coins each year, with near-perfect uniformity. It's incredible to think that a split-second misstep in the minting press can permanently alter a coin's surface, and in doing so, create a valuable anomaly that's sought after decades later. So, if you ever happen to come across a 1997 Roosevelt dime that looks a little different, perhaps with faint, ghostly images on either side, it's worth a closer look. What might appear at first to be a minor flaw could actually be a rare die clash error that transforms an everyday dime into a valuable piece of minting history. After thorough evaluation by experts in the field, this 1997 Roosevelt dime with a rare die clash error has been valued at an impressive $55,000. What might have once been overlooked as an ordinary 10-cent coin has now transformed into a remarkable collectible, captivating the attention of numismatists and enthusiasts alike. The uniqueness of the die clash error adds a fascinating layer of history and intrigue to a coin that otherwise would have blended into everyday currency. This dime serves as a tangible reminder that extraordinary stories can sometimes be found in the smallest, most unexpected places. It highlights the intricate and often complex process behind every coin's creation, a process where even a minute flaw can turn into a prized rarity. The die clash error, caused by the dies striking each other without a planchet in between, leaves behind an imprint that turns this dime into a one-of-a-kind artifact. For collectors, coins like this are far more than just currency. They are pieces of history, storytelling devices that carry the weight of time, craftsmanship, and chance. Each coin tells a story, not only of the era it was minted in but also of the unexpected beauty found in imperfection. This dime stands as a symbol of the thrill of discovery, the joy of collecting, and the enduring fascination with objects that connect us to the past in the most surprising ways. In the last segment of today's video, we're diving into a coin that might just surprise you the most. It's not big, bold, or flashy. In fact, it's one of the smallest denominations in US currency. You've probably handled hundreds of them without a second thought. But today, this unassuming coin takes center stage as we explore its remarkable journey from everyday pocket change to one of the most talked about pieces among collectors. We're talking about the 2005 Roosevelt dime. Now, at first glance, there's nothing especially dramatic about this coin. It was struck in massive quantities, millions upon millions from the Denver Mint. It features the same classic design we've seen for decades, the confident profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, a torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse. It's the very definition of ordinary, right? But what makes this coin worth our attention isn't just what's on the surface. It's what lies beneath, the context, the hidden variations, the mysteries that only a trained eye or a lucky find can uncover. Back in 2005, this dime entered circulation just like any other. It was used in vending machines, dropped in donation jars, handed out as change, and left forgotten in cup holders and couch cushions. Yet, somehow, against all odds, one particular coin survived. And not just survived, but emerged in a condition and with a set of features so rare, so unusual, that it has become something of a legend in numismatic circles. Some coins become valuable because of their age, others because of low mintage. But then there are coins like this, ones that become valuable because of how flawlessly they were made, or how uniquely they escaped imperfection in a world of mechanical chaos. It's amazing to think that a coin minted just 2 decades ago can already be seen as a modern rarity. But that's the beauty of coin collecting. It's not just about age, it's about the story each piece tells. Let's take a moment to really appreciate what makes a coin like this so special. First, there's the condition. Most coins from 2005 have been handled countless times. Their surfaces are worn, scratched, and dull. But every so often, a coin escapes the chaos of circulation, may be pulled aside unknowingly, or set aside in a roll, untouched for years. When rediscovered in nearly perfect condition, with its original luster intact, it instantly becomes more desirable to collectors. Then there are the striking characteristics. Some dimes from this year are known to display exceptionally sharp detail, especially in the reverse design. The torch, for example, includes horizontal bands that are often worn or blurred on weaker strikes. But when these bands appear fully defined and uninterrupted, collectors refer to them as full bands, a sign of a high-quality strike and an instant boost in desirability. And then, there are the true wild cards, errors, anomalies, and quirks that slip through the minting process. It could be a die clash, where the dies strike each other without a coin in between, leaving ghostly impressions. It could be a slight doubling of the image. A misaligned die. A cracked planchet. Or even a mint mark punched in the wrong place. These aren't flaws in the sense of damage, they're the unexpected beauty of imperfection. And to a collector, they're gold. Now, put all of that together, a coin in near pristine condition, with full bands, possibly even carrying an error that few others share. That's where the magic happens. Suddenly, what once seemed like a simple dime becomes something entirely different, something rare, desirable, and deeply valuable. Of course, rarity alone doesn't make a coin valuable. There also has to be demand. And in this case, there is. Collectors of Roosevelt dimes are always hunting for the highest quality pieces. Error collectors are drawn to the mystery and uniqueness. And investors? They see opportunity in acquiring coins with strong provenance and exceptional traits. Sometimes it takes years for the true value of a coin to be recognized. This dime might have passed through dozens of hands before landing in the collection that revealed its worth. That's what makes stories like this so captivating. So where does that leave us with this humble 2005 D dime? Well, after careful evaluation, authentication, and grading by top experts in the field, after being recognized for its extraordinary condition, its striking clarity, and the rare features it possesses, this one coin, this one little dime that started its life worth just 10 cents, now carries a value that few could have imagined. Today, that very dime is valued at an astonishing $43,000. It's the perfect ending to our exploration today, a reminder that sometimes, the most remarkable treasures come in the smallest, most familiar packages. And it leaves us with a simple truth: every coin has a story. Some are short and ordinary. But a rare few, like this 2005 D. Roosevelt dime, are epic. Thanks for staying with us through this journey. If you've enjoyed uncovering the hidden value of these fascinating coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Have you ever found something unexpected in your change? Until next time, happy collecting, and keep your eyes open. You never know what history might be hiding right in your hands.